Online teaching is really in need of the time, and there are some principles to make your online teaching effective. So what these principles are, how these work. So we'll see this in this video. So first of all, preliminary preparations. Have a focus for developing on your content of online course. Develop understanding of the online course environment. Make your perfect goals for achievements of your online course. Identify clearly your online teaching strategy and tools. Help your students to understand online course curriculum. Then a quick look at the original. There are 7 principles of good practice in online education. What these are? Encourage conversation between students and instructor. Develop reciprocity and teamwork among students. Encourage energetic education and learning. Ask for quick feedback regularly. Put emphasis on task and time. Exchange a few words on high expectations and respect students' talent and way of learning. Now there are 10 principles of effective online teaching. I'll explain these one by one, but first let us know what these are. You must know your audience very well. Your teaching content must be fully organized. You must first get comfortable with the technology before online communication. Your expressions must communicate expectations. Be well dressed. Let your personality speak about your caliber. Keep yourself continuously engaged with your audience. Be sure to build community for your lecture. You must be prepared for the unexpected, that means network problem, electricity failure, etc. Have feedback from students once a week. Practice continuous quality improvement. Now one by one, let us know your audience. You must know what your audience is. Is your audience primary class students or middle class students or teenagers from senior secondary or undergraduate students or postgraduate students or students with disabilities or part-time learners or international students? So in the last case, your language control must be very good. Now your teaching content must be fully organized. The second point. So online teaching is really very different. It is not simply like classroom teaching. So what you have to do? First of all, think that out of sight is out of mind. So this should not happen. Because your students are not visible to you, that does not mean that you are not teaching them. Out of sight, out of mind should be relieved. Best practice dictates daily monitoring from Monday to Friday. Once or twice a week will not work. So online teaching must be regular. Technology can be tricky. Number 3, you must first get comfortable with the technology before online communication. So for that, make sure you are proficient with a new tool before introducing it to the students. Try to keep it as simple as possible. Know where to turn for help if you face any problem. Number 4, your expressions must communicate expectations. You must not be lazy. There is a lot to think about. What is the frequency of your logging in and interaction? This you must know. How quickly can you respond their queries? Because in classroom you have time, but online teaching you are given only 40 minutes or 50 minutes fixed time. So you should quickly respond to the queries of your students. How do you want them to communicate with you or each other? How quickly will your students complete and return assignments given to them by you? How often should your student log in, interact and participate? That means absentee will not be a case. How many hours per week should they plan for? If they are planning for 2 or 3 hours a week, that will not be good. They must be regular. They must complete their task given by you in time. Number 5, be well dressed. Let your personality speak about your caliber. It's your personality which will tell them that you are really knowing everything about the content you are teaching. A teacher's personality has a significant effect on student outcomes, both academic and psychological. Researchers too have long hypothesized that teachers' personality traits affect the quality of their instruction. Keep yourself continuously engaged with your audience. Once the class is ready, do not set it and forget it. That will be really a big failure. Number one student complaints is that absentee of the professor. If you have given them time, then be there in time. Three types of engagement must be taken care of: student-teacher engagement, student-student engagement, and student-content engagement. The third one is very important. Be sure to build community for your lecture. As educators, we know that building community is the online environment increases the likelihood of student success. Finding ways to concretize something as ephemeral as a sense of belonging can be difficult. However, here are 5 places where you can start. So where these 5 places are: make yourself available. As the professor, you are the touchstone of your online course community, which means you need to model citizenship in your course. Upload a photo and provide instructions for students to do the same, because looking at each other will make communication very easy. Personalize your course wherever you are able by using original video announcements, overviews, and lectures. Establish the tone of the community through class correspondence, discussion board replies, and assessment feedback. When students are comfortable with you, they are more comfortable learning, participating, and sharing in the learning environment. Create a communication plan. Communication is essential to any relationship, and before you ask students to put themselves out there, you have to show them that it is safe to do so. Before the start of the semester, create a calendar of when you will reach out to each student individually. After the first week, reintroduce yourself and let them know that you are available to them. Before and after midterms are great opportunities for confidence boosting. And before finals is good time to remind them that your door, that means your inbox, is always open. These communications reinforce the importance of individual attention and personalized education. Then, encourage interactions. Classroom interactions happen by proximity in the brick and mortar classroom, but in the online classroom, you have to be more deliberate about student-student and student-faculty exchanges happen. In the classroom, you can use synchronous sessions, collective discussion boards, group projects, student presentations, and peer review groups. Out of the classroom, you can help create study groups and establish your own notes. Like all interactions, these should be carrying great weight, relevant, and hypothesized to avoid uncertainty or antipathy that can sometimes result from group interactions. Such interactions create not only a community of learners but can also become lasting friendships. Bring the outside in. That is a must. Strategy enough. Online courses can also feel compartmentalized and isolated from the wider campus community. In our courses, we need to remind students that they are a part of large campus culture. Post announcements about events happening in the campus. Assign attendance at webinars and live streaming events for course credit. Encourage them to take part in online campus. Explain how to assess student support and resources. As possible, the only touchstones to campus, faculty members have to be ambassadors for the college. You must be prepared for the unexpected. That means network problem, electricity failure, etc. Power up any battery operated devices whenever you have electricity. Download the videos you want to show to your device and send them for offline viewing if possible. You may need to rename each video as you download it to avoid confusion when playing. Organize videos and other coursework in the folder on your device and label it with the course name. Make sure you are well prepared with your quizzes and tests so that you don't spend unnecessary time trying to puzzle out or remember facts that should be at the forefront of your mind. If your internet or electricity is more reliable at a certain time of day or on particular days, take your online classes at those times. Feedback, that is a must. Have feedback from students once a week. Feedback is an important part of the assessment process. If it has significant effect on student learning and has been described as the most powerful single moderator that enhances achievement. Now, the main objectives of the feedback are to justify to students how their mark or grade was derived, identify and reward specific qualities in student work, guide students on what steps to take to improve, motivate them to act on their assessment, develop their capability to monitor, evaluate and regulate their own learning. Then, to benefit student learning, feedback needs to be constructive. As well as highlighting the strengths and weaknesses of a given piece of work, it should set out ways in which the student can improve the work. For the student, it encourages them to think critically about their work and to reflect on what they need to do to improve it. It helps them see their learning in new ways and gain increased satisfaction from it. It helps promote dialogue between staff and students. It should be timely. Give feedback while the assessed work is still fresh in a student's mind before the student moves on the subsequent tasks. To benefit student learning, feedback needs to be meaningful. It should target individual needs, be linked to specific assessment criteria, and be received by a student in time to benefit subsequent work. Effective feedback guides students to adopt and adjust their learning strategies. It guides teachers to adopt and adjust teaching to accommodate students' learning needs. It guides students to become independent and self-reflective learners and better of their own work. Stimulates reflections, interactions, and dialogue about learning improvement. It is constructive so that students feel encouraged and motivated to improve. Last is the practice continuous quality improvement. How will you know if things are going well? Stop, start, and continue. Be ready and willing to adjust. And I think you will follow these things, and if you will follow these things, online teachings can be made easy, can be made perfect, can be made beneficial for your students. If you like this video, then share it with your teacher friends, subscribe this channel, and be there for the future updates. Thank you.